no bias.
You will respect my authority.
No pulled punches.
Your wife cheated on you because you lost sight of who you are as a man, as a husband.
No agenda.
There is no fear in this dojo.
This is no hyperbole.
This is the best part of the week.
Here's the maestro, Mike Baum.
I am the smartest man alive.
All right, number 5, Timmy Trumpet plays taps. The Mets took on the Padres Saturday night in Citi Field, trailing 1-0 in their best-of-3 National League wildcard series. The game featured a matchup of the two 2018 Cy Young winners and Blake Snell and Jacob deGrom. The Mets led 3-2 going to the 7th inning. That's when Mets manager Buck Showalter called on his closer Edwin Diaz to hold the lead. Diaz had 32 saves and a 1.31 ERA this year for the Mets. He gave up a one-out single to catcher Austin Nola, but stranded him at second. In the bottom of the 7th, the Mets batted around and plated 4 runs. The half inning lasted just over 40 minutes, extended in part due to 10 straight balls thrown by Padres reliever Adrian Morejon. Perfect timing for Showalter. With a 7-2 lead, he could get Diaz out after just 1 inning and have him fresh for a decisive Game 3 on Sunday. But not so fast, said Showalter. Diaz took the hill for the top of the 8th. His first pitch to Manny Machado came 46 minutes after his last pitch to Juan Soto in the top of the 7th. Diaz would get 2 outs in the top of the 8th while throwing 28 pitches in the appearance. The Mets won 7-3. After the game, Showalter was asked by a reporter if he thought about using Diaz for all 3 innings. Apparently, the reporter was unaware that a best-of-3 series includes a Game 3. Showalter replied that he kept Diaz in because it was a difficult part of the order dealing with in the top of the 8th. Buck, you are up 5 runs. If scared slider Ottavino and Lugo can't get you through 2 innings, then your 101 wins don't deserve a spot in the NLDS. On Sunday, the Padres' $50 million man Joe Musgrove was outstanding, and they advanced with a 6-0 win. Buck did call on Diaz down 4-0 in the bottom of the 8th, and he gave up a 2-run single to Juan Soto. Number 4, slip sliding away. Frequent no hyperbole contributor Arizona Cardinals took on the NFL's last unbeaten team in the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday in Glendale. The Cardinals rallied from a 14-0 deficit and trailed 20-17 with 36 seconds remaining. The Redbirds faced 2nd and 10 from the Eagles' 35. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray broke free from the pocket and ran toward the first down sticks. But as Eagles defenders converged on the Mighty Mite, he slid a yard short of the first down. With no timeouts remaining, the Cardinals faced 3rd and 1 with a running clock at 25 seconds. Would they run the ball and then spike it after a first down? Worst case scenario, if you're stopped short, you still have 20 seconds to bring the field goal team on. Would they attempt to throw to the sidelines to achieve a first down and stop the clock? Or would they take a shot at the end zone right there? Well, the answer for Coach Cliff Kingsbury's team was none of the above. Instead, Murray rushed to the line and spiked the ball with 22 seconds left. This brought on kicker Matt Amendola. Amendola, who the Cards signed to fill in for ailing kicker Matt Prater. Amendola, who was cut by the Chiefs after missing a 34-yard field goal and an extra point in their 2017 loss to the Colts. And Amendola, who missed wide right, the Eagles moved to 5-0 with the 2017 victory. Shrewd tactician Kingsbury said the spike was his call. Quote, yeah, I was right there, and I thought clearly he got the line to gain. And they brought it back. And by that time, we had already committed to clocking it. 22 seconds left. He ran there, didn't get it. We had a hurricane field goal with a new kicker. It was just past the point of no return. If only the NFL had some antiquated way of visually alerting coaches, players, and fans to the down and distance situation. Wait, I've got it. Let's create bright orange first down sticks. Then old Cliff Kingsbury won't be looking up at the scoreboard to see if his team got a first down. It's a new way to lose every week with this outfit. Number 3, 100% on me. A pair of 4-1 ACC Atlantic Division foes met on Saturday at Carter Finley Stadium as Florida State took on 14th-ranked NC State. Things looked bleak for the Wolfpack. They trailed 17-3 and lost quarterback Devin Leary to injury in the third quarter. But the Wolfpack had 2 things on their side: a strong defense and Mike Norvell on the opposing sideline. Behind 3 Christopher Dunn field goals, NC State took a 19-17 lead late in the fourth quarter. Florida State got the ball back on their own 8 with 4:44 to go. They drove 70 yards and faced 2nd and 8 from the NC State 22 with 44 seconds to go. NC State had only 1 timeout remaining, while Florida State had all 3 of their timeouts. And then Florida State quarterback Jordan Travis lofted the ball in the general direction of wide receiver Micah Pittman. It was easily intercepted in the end zone by Wolfpack DB Devin Boykin, giving NC State a 19-17 victory. After the game, Mike Norvell talked about the play call. He said it was the same one that the Seminoles had scored on in the first half, that Pittman had got rerouted inside while Travis threw the ball to the outside. He said, I told the team that this outcome was 100% on me. Very, very true, Coach. You were in field goal range. Your kicker had kicked a 47-yard field goal earlier in the game. NC State could not get the ball back. But instead of running twice or play action, you lofted a ball to the end zone and cost your team the game. Number 2, lip service. The offseason war of words was heated between Alabama head coach Nick Saban and his former assistant, Texas A&M head coach Jimbo Fisher. Saban said Fisher bought every player on their team, made a deal for name, image, and likeness. Fisher fired back, calling Saban a narcissist and suggesting Saban's program is not as clean as others might think. Saturday's date in Tuscaloosa was certainly circled on all SEC calendars. And for all the talk and build-up, the game came down to one play. After a pass interference call on the Crimson Tide, the Aggies had first and goal from the 2 with 3 seconds remaining in the game, trailing 24-20. Texas A&M quarterback Haynes King threw the ball for wideout Evan Stewart to the front corner of the end zone. Actually, more like the 1.5-yard line. The play was defended by Alabama DB Terrion Arnold. Fisher defended the play call, saying, we are in one-on-one in the right corner, and we had 3 options. Haynes King's read it. They made the play on it. But did Haynes King really read Stewart? Defensive back Terrion Arnold had a different version of events. Terrier said he saw Fisher identify the intended target to his quarterback. He's on the sidelines going, Evan, Evan, Evan. We all knew the ball was going to Stewart. One thing Saban can't accuse Fisher of is buying a playbook. And number 1, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your quarterback down. The story of this weekend was certainly the absurd roughing the passer penalties in the NFL. We could have dedicated the entire No Hyperbole to this one subject. So where do we begin? Let's go to Landover, Maryland, where Titans defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons was called for roughing the passer after a glancing blow falling away from Commodores quarterback Carson Wentz. Next up, Tampa Bay. Trailing 21-15 with 3:03 remaining, Falcons defensive end Grady Jarrett sacked Tom Brady for a 10-yard loss, forcing a Buccaneers punt. But referee Jerome Bogar ruled that Garrett unnecessarily threw Brady to the ground and called roughing the passer. Tampa Bay gained one more first down and ran out the clock. Tom Brady was asked on Monday if he thought the call was correct.
It was a long hug, a long unwelcomed hug from Grady, and he was in the backfield all day. So, as I said after the games, I don't throw flags, and what I do throw is tablets, and I didn't have one accessible at that time. So, he had a hell of a game. I'll leave it at that.
Finally, we moved to Kansas City for Monday Night Football. The Chiefs trailed the Raiders 17-7 in the closing moments of the second quarter. Chiefs defensive tackle Chris Jones sacked Raider quarterback Derek Carr, forcing the ball loose and recovering Carr's fumble. But referee Carl Sheffer ruled that Jones, who had cost the Chiefs in their loss to the Indianapolis Colts with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty with 5 minutes to go, had fallen on Carr with his full weight and therefore called roughing the passer. After the game, the pool reporters questioned Sheffers whether the loose ball changed his call. Sheffers said no. The quarterback gets full protection in the pocket whether he has the ball or not. The Chiefs would go on to rally to win the game 30-29 after Raider head coach Josh McDaniel went for 2 with 4 minutes left and then couldn't convert 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 with under a minute to go at midfield. But that's a whole nother story. So what was Grady Jarrett to do? Hold Tom Brady until Brady gives? Pick him up and place him softly on the grass? And what about poor Chris Jones? Should he have somehow peeled his body away from Carr and not went after the loose ball? We are getting perilously close to playing flag football or two-handed touch here. The NFL needs to address all officiating crews immediately, not waiting for the offseason, not for the competition committee meetings in the spring. Today, so that players, coaches, fans, and bettors don't have to deal with this absurdity one more weekend. And that is no hyperbole.
There you go.
There it is.
Great job as always.
Yep.
I can't wait till Tom Brady is retired and in the booth for Fox, getting $37 million a year and saying nothing on the air.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.